Count money, man. Stack riches. Try and told him I'm a beast bud.
What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready, it's a new day. I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People reached out on social media and they messaged me, and I figured, hey, you know what? Why don't I share some of these questions, 2 questions with some of the people we're trying to add value to out there. And so the first one was, I have a business partner who is a hard worker and believes in the vision, but he neglects developing himself mentally and physically and taking care of his personal life. Okay, so this is my school of thought, and so I'm not perfect, and so some people may have a difference of opinion, but then they should just run their own show and tell their opinion. So for today, I'm going to give you my opinion. I try to impact people first and foremost in their personal life for 2 reasons. One, my mission is to help people and use the gift of business that God gave me really as just a way to impact more people. And I genuinely mean it and feel it. And I don't just say it because that's what you're supposed to say, so people ain't mad at you because you make a bunch of money. But I really feel that way. And so I want to take care of that person physically, mentally, and in their personal life, because I know if they don't, their health is going to be off. How do you stay positive and work hard if your health suffers? Or how many people do we know that are suffering from depression, anxiety, not happy, but they do well at work? I would, and there's a easier way for me to not spend time with people on that and just let them smoke and drink and do whatever they want and just get the business in here. And when you can't run no more, we'll get you out of here and we'll tap somebody else in and we'll let them get out of shape personally, professionally, and let them just drive themselves into the ground, and then we'll get a new one. But I don't want to argue with you about why you need to work out, read, pray, and all this other stuff because you don't want to do it. And that's what I would do if I only cared about money. But because I care about the people, I challenge their ass because I want to make them better as a person. I want to impact their marriage. I want to impact them as a parent. I want to impact them personally to where down the road they would say, begin with the end in mind. What would you want people to say about you at your funeral? I would want people to say something that we impacted their life. Now, when you talk about business, the second reason is there's no way over the long term to separate your business and your personal life. It's very difficult. You're going to show symptoms of your personal life in your business life. And I know for a fact, because there's probably some people better, but I feel like I do a really good job separating my emotions when things don't happen well outside of work, a death in the family or something, and being able to come back and zone in. I feel like I would give myself a high score in that. But when me and my wife are not on the same page, if we have a little issue or something like that, I just know I'm not 100%. You may not know, but I know I might be a 90% out of 100% as good as I could be, but I'm not 100%. So I could imagine if it's just straight complete mayhem in a person's life, personal life, real bad, or they're messed up on drugs, or they're really constantly fighting or cheating or doing the wrong things or drinking too much or whatever it is and getting no sleep and not take. I can only imagine the way they feel coming into the business and how that affects their performance. And so it's going to make the performance, eventually your personal life will show symptoms in your business life. It's only a matter of time. From a business perspective, you got to get proactive. So I would not give up on that person. See, for me, it's in my mission statement, so people know where I stand. I preach it constantly, and I would just keep pouring in, and that person needs to know why. You know, I've seen people over the short term have success, not focusing on those things, but then I watch them fall apart long term. And I think the saddest thing would be to make all this money and build this successful business, and then your marriage just completely fall apart, and your kids and you don't have a good relationship. Or your health is bad because you never took care of yourself. And now you did all this work with nobody to play with, nobody to share it with, and your health is just completely broken down. And so I think I would just continue to fight with that person, mentoring that person. Help set goals with them. So ask them, do they have any goals that you can help them with physically? Would they like to lose any weight? Would they just help them set goals in some of these areas? And then you help them create the plan to get better and then try to hold them accountable to those things. But just let them know how they're going to affect them. Try not to force him. Try to make things his idea. Probably doesn't want to not be good mentally, physically, or spiritually, or whatever. But whatever motivates them, if it's just in, the money or the business, just show them down the road how this is going to impact them because of that. And just tell them you only do it because you care. Because if you didn't care, you just let them keep doing whatever they're doing because they're getting results and they believe in the vision of the organization. The next question was from one of our people, Philip, in Cash Money Mentoring. As we go through life gaining new levels of self-discipline, does it sometimes feel like old habits, temptations, pitfalls, even from years ago, will resurface all at the same time? It makes sense to me why it would happen all at the same time, because really the glue is discipline. And so old habits, temptations, pitfalls, I feel like we slip in inches, but people see a crash at one point of a person's life, but it really started of little small slips in inches. And so I think it's about never, ever, ever letting yourself go, because, I feel like you're always going to have temptations. They tempted Jesus. And how did he respond? Now, again, I know some people that aren't believers or, stuff like that. I know this doesn't relate to you, or you don't connect with this stuff. But, the way that I know Jesus came back with the temptation of Satan was he always responded with the word of God. So I think, I can connect me being able to not give in to temptation to my constant reflection and work on myself in the word of God, because that's how I beat the temptations. That's what's coming out of my mind and out of my mouth when I'm tempted. I got jokes, and some people joke and laugh with some friends of mine that have adopted this. They say, that's the devil. That's the devil over there. It looks good, but that's the devil. We got to run over there. That's that the temptation is always you're probably always going to have a little bit of wanting to eat some ice cream, a little bit of wanting to eat the cake, a little bit of wanting to, I don't know if that ever goes away. You just get real discipline in your diet. And so, those old habits that feel good is always going to be creeping around. And so that's why the old terminology from your coach, in sports that says you're either getting better or you're getting what? Worse. You can never stay the same. So you hear people say all the time, we're either getting better or we're getting worse, but you can't stay the same. Well, I think that's the truth in your marriage. I think it's the truth in your health. I think it's the truth in your business. It's the truth in your life. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And if you start to fall off a little bit, you're allowing yourself to get worse. But you're human. So if you're on a diet and you ate some ice cream, understand ice cream is not the same as heroin. So what do I mean by that? For some of you that don't pick up what I'm putting down, the temptation, when I say, you can break sometimes I break when I should be eating clean, and I eat a whole quart of Handel's ice cream. I shouldn't have did it. Was not cheat day. Broke down. Had one scoop, ate the whole damn thing. But the next day, I'm right back on it. That's different than me having a temptation of, I was a drug addict and now I want to do heroin again. That is a different level of, you cannot have any of that at all. Or you're in an argument with your spouse and you have a temptation to have a, what do they even call them? Affair. It don't even cross my freaking mind. I can't even remember what they call them. An affair. You want to cheat. That is one where it's not like the same as eating ice cream. That temptation, if you give in to that one, you could be done for. And so understand these temptations, the small ones lead into the big ones. Now, the small ones, if you fall off, you just jump right back on and get back to where you were. But I think the key is, Philip, you're always going to have these temptations. You got to stay ready so you don't got to get ready. Because if you got to get ready, sometimes it's too late, brother. So if you let your guard down, it's the constant paranoia of, I can't slip. I got to be on it, got to be on it, got to be on it. I know I don't trust myself enough. I'm not good enough that if I stop doing mentally, physically, spiritually, keeping myself in check and working on it, I don't even want to know what that person would do, because I remember somebody that didn't focus on that about 20 years ago, and I don't know how that person is still here. So I don't ever want to go there again. And so that healthy paranoia, that's why, I got to go back to the Word of God. Proverbs, 1st chapter, says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So it says basically it's hard to have wisdom if you don't have that respect for the Lord. And so for me, it's like, man, the respect that I have there says, I don't deserve all this. This ain't mine. This is rented. Someone's choosing to allow me to live this life as long as I can walk the way I need to walk and impact other people. And the minute that I stop impacting other people and thinking this is me and I'm the man, and I start slipping on discipline and I got it from here, I feel like that just from what I see, that's the beginning of the end for people. And so those that humble themselves will be exalted. Those that exalt themselves will be humbled. And I don't want to be humbled anymore. I just rather stay down there humbled so we can just keep getting exalted. And so the humility aspect says, I know I'm vulnerable. I can't slip. I got to stay on it. And so do you. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the GRINDcast. Get ready. It's a new day.